I've driven all three SCX30s, the Jeep, the Bronco, and the K10, and today I'm breaking down what Axial actually changed and why it matters. Stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Shannon, your RC princess. Welcome to my channel where we dive into all things radio controlled, crawlers, bashers, builds, and more. Whether you're new to the hobby or a seasoned pro, I'm so glad you're here. Let's have some fun and make RC magic together. What's up guys, I'm Shannon, aka the RC Princess. So we have already talked about the SCX30 Jeep and the Bronco by Axial. I don't currently have the Bronco, you guys. I'm so upset about it. I heard they are back ordered until sometime this month, and I'm gonna get my hands on one. Everybody cross your fingers for me because I need a Bronco in my life. So we've already talked about those two. What's next? Oh yeah, I did it, you guys. Actually, my dad did it. He was at the hobby shop and he was getting a K10 for himself. And I said, oh, will you pick me one up, please? I need all three. That's how good these are, you guys. I need all three. So he picked one up for me. And later I found out that it's a gift. Seriously, guys, my parents are way too good to me and they spoil me and I'm literally going rotten. So when I created the video for you guys unboxing the SCX30 Jeep, I also threw like the Bronco in there and stuff. And at the time, I did not have the K10. I didn't know anything about it. I wasn't sure this was going to make it to my collection, so I didn't take any time to learn anything. Well, I was very mistaken, you guys. Apparently, Axial made quite a few changes to these bad boys, and we're gonna talk about them today. So if you're like me and you ran one SCX30 or even saw it run and you're like, yes, I need these in my life, all three of them. You can also get yourself a K10 for the same price as the Jeep and the Bronco, $99.99. This price is so worth it, you guys. These are the most amazing things ever. I was actually just having a conversation with Bobby over at RC Garages the other day, and he was asking me about them. And I said, Bobby, the video was not fake. I wasn't putting on a show. My mind was actually blown at how awesome these things are. Look, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, Shannon gets excited about everything. That might be true, but these are amazing and you have to get your hands on one. The value and crawling performance that these things put out for such a small scale, and I know $100 is not cheap, but in retrospect of what you get for that $100, it is so worth it, you guys. So I have spent some time with the K10. Mine is not open. It is still factory sealed, you guys. I did that on purpose so I could call this a true unboxing. If you know, you know. But I have had some time with it as my dad got the same one the same day and he immediately went home and unboxed it since he knew that I was getting one as well. And you guys, yes. So let's get this bad boy out of the box and get to talking about it. Okay, so we have the box opened. Oh my gosh, that is so scale looking. This is absolutely amazing. So same as the Jeeps and 30s, it comes in this cute little packaging, and then you also have your box of goodies, and then you also, well, it's stuck in there. Woo! Okay. You also have like your instructions and decals and stuff like that. So nothing we need to worry about at this moment. And before we get into the box of goodies, I do want to do something. I want to test the two stands that I have printed out to see if this still works on them. So I did a whole video of 3D prints for your SCX30s, but I have 2 stand options. So I just want to see real quick if these stands still work for the truck, because there are some differences between the Jeep and Bronco. So that's awesome. And then let's test this one. Yeah, that one still works as well. These are just a nice way to make sure that your tires are not getting flat spots, and then to also display them like very aesthetically. If you guys haven't gathered, aesthetic is my new favorite word. So yeah, super awesome. Okay, let's open the box of goodies and get on with it. So in your box, you'll have your transmitter with your batteries, your charger. So with the K10, you have the option, it comes with parts to add smokestacks to it, which I thought was super cool because you can change the look of it and elevate it a little bit if that's your kind of thing. So again, it comes with the same SLT2 transmitter. Again, no problems with these except for they don't stand very well. But I did find on Maker World there was a 3D print for that. So stay tuned, I may or may not have to do that. So now I just want to show you guys, we're going to talk about the similarities first, but I'm going to give you a little teaser on what a difference is. So the Jeep and the Bronco have 25mm travel shocks, and I thought that was amazing. And so again, I'm not sure the order of these videos, but this is just a flex ramp, and I wanted to show you guys because the K10 comes with 28mm shocks. So this thing is just, it's beast mode. It really is. I have not actually put these side by side yet, and I wanted to check out them both on the flex ramp. And honestly, I'd say that they have about the same flex. So that's nice to see, even with the K10 sitting a little taller. And again, I will show you guys up close, but even with the K10 sitting a little taller, they do seem to have about the same flex. So now I want to talk about some of the similarities between all 3 of them. This is also a clipless body. So just like the Jeep and Bronco, clipless. You guys, for some of you, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about, but for those of you who paint your nails, body clips suck. I hate body clips. I'm always chipping my nails on, you know, trying to get the body clips in, or you scratch the paint. I really, really, really appreciate when a company does clipless body systems. So that is another thing that they all have in common. Super easy, super nice. Also, like I touched on earlier, the Jeep and Bronco have the 25mm shocks, and the K10 has 28mm shocks, which gives it an advantage of absorbing bumps more, and also it can handle terrain changes like that. Those shocks really give it great ground clearance, and also helps prevent like bottoming out, which I did find on the 3D printed obstacles that I printed out. I did find that a lot of times the Jeep and Bronco were bottoming out in some areas. However, like I mentioned in the unboxing video, I was very excited to see the angled skid plate, which they also brought into the K10. So like I said, this thing is just a beast. You can throw anything at it and it'll handle it no problem. So even though these do not have as much ground clearance, that angled skid plate really saved me a few times. All 3 SCX30s by Axial are really tuned towards performance. Let me know down in the comments below, if you own all 3, which one is your favorite? And usually when I ask you all a question, I like to answer and give my answer as well, but you guys, I don't know. I really don't know. So help me out, leave your answer in the comments below. Which one is your favorite out of all 3 and why? Another similarity that all three have is they have LED lights. However, the K10 has a few extra LEDs, which is nice. These things are not super bright, but just the scale realism and like the fact that your truck has LED lights is just amazing. And so yes, the K10 has a few more LEDs than the Jeep or Bronco. So now we're going to jump into some of the things that Axial changed, and a big one that I did not know when I created the unboxing video for you guys is they actually changed the motor. So if you guys remember, the Jeep and Bronco have an 88 turn motor, whereas the K10, they put a 65 turn motor in it. Now, this gives it a little more speed than the Jeep and Bronco, which it does. I saw it firsthand. It is quite a bit quicker than the Jeep and Bronco. I did find myself when I had to like go out and around the obstacles, I was like, come on, because I was just flat crawling on concrete. And so I was like, come on. But the K10, it does have a little more speed. Now, usually that would mean more speed, less torque, less speed, more torque. I don't know, you guys, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe some of you are good enough to tell, but I don't feel like it really takes away from the torque on this one. Like, it might be a little less smooth over obstacles, like low speed control, but there's not a huge difference. I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, they swapped out performance for speed, because I don't think that's accurate. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because I do appreciate a little more speed. Normally, when it comes to crawlers, I want nothing to do with speed. I don't believe crawlers and speed belong in the same sentence, and I know I'm not alone in that. However, if that's what you like, I'm not judging you. You do you, I'll do me. That's fine. I prefer speed to be saved for bashers. However, these are super slow. Again, not complaining, because they really go smooth over the obstacles, but that was a really long way to say they changed the motor, but nothing really changed. I hope you guys understand where I was coming from for that, because typically that's what that means, but in my opinion, they did not give up any performance to add speed to the K10. Oh, and I should also mention that the K10 has a brushed motor, so all three of them are brushed. But normally, my dad and I are the first ones to say, we need a brushless system, we need a brushless system. I honestly don't think we do, and here's why. So that little whine that the brush system puts out drives me and my dad absolutely nuts. Now, I don't know why, but I do not hear it with the SCX30s. It's there, but it does not bother me. I seriously do not hear it. I don't know if it's just because I'm so mind blown by their performance, or I'm just having so much fun. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt a brushless system will be put in any of mine. My dad doesn't seem to be thinking he's going to, so we shall see. Another difference that all three of them have, which I don't think I really touched on in the unboxing video of the Jeep and Bronco, is they all three have different tire options. So the K10 is equipped with Super Swampers, which, yes, chef's kiss. Those are a great tire to get through hard terrain. No problems with those tires whatsoever. I actually don't have a problem with either of the three tires choices. The Bronco has the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires, and then the Jeep has the Yokohama XMT tires. So I do not have a problem with any of them. However, I have not tried them outside. Everything that I have done with them has been indoors on my 3D printed course, because it is the middle of winter and it's cold, and I guess the groundhog saw its shadow, so we have 6 more weeks of winter. I don't know if you believe in that kind of thing. I just think it's such a cute way to alleviate some of the anger when you find out that you have more winter after what you've already endured. Also, if you guys can't tell, I'm feeling 100% better. Like, my energy is through the roof. And as we touched on earlier as well, I think, the K10 is a little wider and taller. So although it's taller, you would think it would be more top heavy. I don't really have an opinion on that just yet, but in my mind, it makes sense that since it's a little wider, it kind of evens it out. I don't know, you can let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, but I would feel like there is more contact surface area to work with. So yes, I will give you guys a close-up, but it is a little wider and a little taller, but again, did not take away from the performance in my opinion. And then a quick note that I wanted to throw in, I do believe, unless my eyes were deceiving me, I do believe that the K10 has a little bit better of a turning radius. So this is my dining table, and we're a family of 3, so we literally just have a square and then 4 chairs. And if you guys watch the unboxing video, I would have to like do the course, and then I would have to stop, and I would either have to back up, you know, do like 10 different backups, and then I would have to drive around, or I would just go get it to save time. But I'm curious to see on this table what the turning radius is going to be for this one. It seemed to me when I saw my dad's driving that it was a little better at making sharper turns. So we shall see. So now, as promised, I'm giving you a comparison between the 10th scale and the 18th scale. And as you can see, the little 30, like, it literally just sits on the hood. It's so cute. Also, if you guys would be so kind as to give this video a thumbs up by hitting that thumbs up icon, for the simple fact of this was so dirty and I cleaned it just for you guys. I don't know what happened to it. I don't remember the last time we ran it, but it was like somebody drove it through a mud pit and then put it away dirty. Like, who does that? It was probably me. So if you could just give this video a thumbs up because I cleaned it for you guys. So yeah, this is super cute. I can't get over this. It's like a mom and baby. So cute. I will give you guys a close-up as well, but the fact that it literally it sits on that truck, so cute. And then we also have the 18th scale, which kinda fits in the bed. So here is all 3, so cute. But yeah, you can really see the size difference in all 3 of them. So now we're gonna move on to the really fun part of the video. We're actually gonna run this thing, and you guys are gonna get a first-hand look at just how awesome it is. So let's get started. Okay, so that's what I was really talking about, you guys. Did you see the Jeep get hung up right here? And the K10 went right over it. And I think that's where the K10 sitting higher with more ground clearance really helps. But the Jeep was able to handle it with a little, a little work because of that angled skid plate. Now, this is the obstacle that you're really going to see the K10 shine and show the ground clearance difference between the Jeep and Bronco. You can see right there that was not a smooth go over. The Jeep really struggled for its life, but I'm proud of it. It actually conquered it. And now I am kind of curious to see how the K10 handles the teeter-totter with it being a little wider. It still fits on it, but I just want to see what kind of differences there are there. So it definitely made the teeter-totter easier, that's for sure. So as you can see, the Jeep really struggled doing that. The K10 was like, no problem. And it actually ended in a rollover for the Jeep. So when I was saying, about the K10 being more top heavy because it sits higher, I really don't think so. And that's what I was talking about, you guys. I don't think it really makes a difference. Also, it could be, I don't have the Bronco to test it, but it could be because I got the roof rack and all that on, and that's what I was talking about in the roof rack delete video, was that's why somebody might want to take the roof accessories off and put those pieces in and make it look flush and sleek and nice. So that again is what I was talking about. So. Also, as you can tell, let me get the Jeep for you. With having that extra hangover on the K10, you can hear it hitting the rear bumper. It doesn't seem to be getting hung up on my obstacles, but you can really hit it, you can really hear it hitting, unlike the Jeep. So that is a bit of a difference. So you have seen all three run, the Jeep, the Bronco, the K10. I want to hear from you down in the comments below. In your opinion, do the changes that Axial made make a difference? Is it a deal breaker for you? Do you appreciate it? Are they all the same to you? Let me know down in the comments below. So that's going to do it for today's video, you guys. I asked a lot of you, I know. Lots of comments to leave. Again, thumbs up, just for the simple fact of I took the time to clean the high trail for you guys, please. Also, if you are interested in crawlers, bashers, drones, 3D printing, I do it all. So please consider subscribing and becoming a part of this RC Princess community because it's pretty awesome. I think I won the lottery in the corner of YouTube because my followers, like this community, is awesome. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to be a part of it. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!